you've had some pretty bizarre accidents during your journey, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had a few, yes.
Falling 100 foot from a crane was
Yeah,
one,
that was
wasn't
in Portsmouth Dockyard in 1968 or 19 something in the 1960s, something like that.
Would you say you were accident prone?
Yeah.
I was in those days. I seem to, used to have a few accidents. I mean, it basically wasn't my fault. I just grabbed hold of an handrail and it came away in my hand, and that was it. I was away.
And according to the story in the book, your guides have worked overtime to
patch me up.
to keep you going.
Yes, I've had a few patch ups. Yes, so I mean, I was another one of the weirdest experiences I had was when I was laying in hospital because I broke my neck from falling, and I was lifted out of my body and I was floating in a load of lights,
right?
All different coloured lights, and Spirit tells me, and Paul tells me that was the spirit people working on my body, working on me, and whilst I was out, they were working on my body. And of course, once the X-rays was taken, because they wanted to take me to theatre, so they took another set of X-rays, mainly because I felt so good. I took all the headgear off, which was supposed to hold me together, and I got out of bed to go to the toilet, and that caused mayhem in the hospital. So of course they took another X-ray, and they found there was nothing there, just a little scratch. So the break had gone.
No, you didn't say that you broke your neck. You actually broke your neck.
Yes, I did tell them that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm.
And they couldn't. Well, there was a few stories like that of people that have come to you that the doctors have told them this, that, and the other, or whatever it is, and then they've had the healing, and then the doctors are going, it doesn't seem to be there now.
And Jilly sees it all the time. Obviously, if I'm not here, I don't see it. So to me, I just sit down, go into trance, come back, and then I have to leave it to my dear wife here to tell me if anything special's happened, because I don't see it.
Well, we see people come in, I've seen people come in on all fours on the floor because they can't walk, because their back is so bad and they're in so much pain. Because Paul is very good with anything nerval, anything where there's pain, and necks as well. There's so many neck problems in this country. Right. So many people with back problems. Yeah. They go to physios, osteopaths, everything for ages and ages, spend thousands of pounds, have operations, and then the last resort is usually Raymond. So they come in absolute agony. Oh, don't touch me, and because they're really scared. Yeah. But Paul, he's well, you'll meet Paul soon. He relaxes them straight away, and just. When his hands are there actually on the body, Paul Raymond's hands, Paul's instruments in his hands are working inside the body. Yeah, I'm with you. So therefore Raymond's are on the outside, Paul's are on the inside, working on all the nerves, tissues, bones, and everything in the actual body itself.
Paul works through you as well, though, sometimes, doesn't he?
Yes, he does work with me sometimes. When we have major operations, if Paul does some work and he finds, I don't know, you're pretty bad, we're not getting very far with this particular neck or back problem, then he will say, right, I need to do a really special operation on you and I need you all day. And they will come in for 2 major operations, which will be on skin, and then he'll use my hands as well. Right. Because Dr. Barbara Lane works with me, who's his assistant, and we work together then on the person's body. But
so how long have you been working together now?
Quite a long time now.
19 years?
Yeah, nearly 20 years now. Yeah. It doesn't seem that long, Nick. Honestly, it's most strange, really, because I don't know. This man is so different to Paul, and Paul is so amazing. I mean, I live with 2 men. I have one I work with and one I'm married to. Yes. So I have a very, very interesting life. Yeah.
How did you meet?
As a patient.
You were?
Yeah, because I used to run this very spiritualist church. I was the president there, and somebody told me about Raymond. I said, oh, no, I don't want anything to do with these psychic surgeons, spiritual surgeons. I thought, no, load of rubbish. Anyway, they persuaded me to have him in the clinic. in the church. And I saw his amazing work, and that was it. We just somehow, I became a patient, and somehow we got together, didn't we, darling? We were doing so much travelling that we had to get together in the end. Had to become Mr. and Mrs. Yeah, I had RSI. Really bad. Repetitive strain injury.
Right.
I mean, you never really get rid of repetitive strain injury, but you suffer so badly. I mean, I could not do any clothes up. I couldn't hold a cup. It would fall out of my hands. Right. So, but Paul, he has lots of people with RSI. He can help it and aid it and help it so that I can actually type now, and I can hold a cup and I can lift things. I couldn't do anything before. Right. I had 2 years of trying to put that right, and he put it right for me, and we got together. We had to, didn't we, darling?
Yeah, I'm
afraid
afraid
so much. This poor man had to have me as his wife. He had no choice.
Just that...
Paul found me anyway, didn't he, darling?
I was actually in digs, really, up in Needham Market, because I was... I'd left the building sites mainly because Paul... I was the manager on the construction site. And Paul was bothering me so much about, going to do this work professionally. So I decided I would try it. So a friend of mine, God bless her, has since passed on, but she sort of set me up with a lady from Needham Market, and I thought, well, I'll give it a try and give it a couple of months. And I was up at Needham Market, and that's where someone said to me, well, I know somebody who can help you, and they got in touch with Jillian. But one day I was sitting in, and I thought, well, I don't know, this isn't working. I mean, I've got nothing left. I've got to go back to work. And suddenly, in my head, which I'd never take any notice of normally, I hear this voice saying, call Jillian. Call Jillian. And I turn, and I don't say that loud, go away, get lost. Call Jillian, call Jillian. In the end, I said, oh, for God's sake. So I just picked up the phone and dialed Jillian. As soon as I put that number through, Paul came in and spoke to Jillian. Yeah. And he said?
Yeah, he said, I answered the phone and I said, hello, and he said, hello, and I said, who's that? And he said, it's Paul. I said, Paul, what, a spirit talking to me on the phone? Oh, crikey, this is really unusual. He said, why are you crying? And I said, well, how do you know I'm crying? Because I was, actually. He said, I know you're crying. And I said, well, they've just told me that they're going to cut my wages out now from my company, and I'll only have a very low amount of income to help me with this terrible problem I have. He said, no, you've not got to worry about that. He said, because I'm going to earn enough money to help both of you.
Just hold that thought a moment, because we're coming up for a commercial break. So come and join us after the break.